Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin.
And I'm Sandra Priestley. Welcome to the Happy Half Hour
Happy
and happy
Thursday.
Thursday. I am drinking Corona Sunbrew, which is
Oh,
non-alcoholic with a lime in it. And like I'm telling you, well, it's hot today, but it is my favorite thing. I said to my husband today, I think I'm going to have a beer during my podcast. And he goes, wow, non-alcoholic, hitting it hard or something like that. Like it
living
was,
on the edge.
yes, but I freaking love it so much. It's just
Feels
exactly
good.
like Corona. Yeah. So
Nice.
refreshing. What are you drinking today?
Well, I'm drinking some, I think, blackberry buble, but I think I left my can in the kitchen.
Oh,
So, but in my pretty little cup.
it is.
And it kind of matches, the purple on the
On the
can.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, what are we
you're
going to
not going
talk
to believe what I did this weekend.
Oh, this sounds juicy. What?
So juicy. We were going to a baby shower in Houston. And so when we're driving to the shower, and I had worked all morning and I didn't eat lunch when I got home, and we hit the road, and Houston's 3.5 hours away. So
Mm.
we're pulling in to town about 3-ish is when we passed our restaurant, but we're on 290 and Paul goes, "Oh, that's where I proposed." And of course,
Oh,
Lily and Easton and my niece Sarah are with us.
okay.
And so I'm like, you know what, honey? I haven't eaten. And if they don't feed us at this shower, we could totally eat dinner on the way home.
Oh,
And we go to the shower, and then the shower went on for like 4 hours. And I was
oh.
like, yeah, I'm not staying until 7. Like, I've got to drive home.
Mhm.
So we stayed for a little under 2 hours, visited with everybody, and then hit the road. And I asked the girls, I'm like, are y'all okay if we stop, have some dinner? And they're like, yeah. So we stopped and we started talking, and it's where we went on our first date. So when we walk in, I'm showing them that table, and then I find the table where he proposed. And then we're just remembering other memories from our times there. But and then we had a toast to like the magical shit that is coming our way, because every time we go to Red Lobster, magic unfolds.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
I saw the post. I think it was Paul had posted about you guys at Red Lobster, and I thought the exact same thing. I thought, ooh, magical Red Lobster. I wonder what's happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And I had a situation on Sunday where I had gone into the hospital to see a patient who is having some issues, and they're really wanting her mindset right to help her get through this, because it's going to be rough. But
mhm.
I went to see her, and I think I spent 3 hours with her, did this amazing session with her. And I came home and I told Paul, I'm like, something has shifted in me. Something feels different, and I feel like something is coming. And I don't think it's with this woman. It doesn't have anything. I don't know what it has to do with, but I told him it doesn't feel any different from when I met Victoria at that Body, Mind, Spirit Expo, when she
Mhm.
asked me to come out to her house, and I knew this is something, this is something. That's how I felt on Sunday.
Wow.
And I kind of chuckled because I was like, wow, Red Lobster's working quick. But as I'm talking, and I'm not sharing what this is, but I will share it after I do something. But I have an impulse to reach out to somebody about an idea that I have. And I don't know what's going to come about it, and it doesn't matter, but I have to do that just to cross it off my list. But I just feel like there is this, like, what something's around me that feels completely magical.
Wow.
And it's not slowing down. And
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
So
Cool.
I'm in this state of awe and excitement and wonder and what's coming and what's next, and all while being super grateful for being in this moment at this time, you know?
That is when the magical shit manifests, I gotta tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, really, we're just in surrender mode of like, whatever
It's
happens,
going to be
I'm just
perfect.
follow the nudges, follow the flow, just allow, like sit in allowance, but also sit in gratitude, have fun with it. I have to say though, that you know how in the manifestation world, people say that we have to, that the universe can't tell between future and present. And in order to manifest in the now, we have to be grateful for what we want, but in the present moment. So, for example, if I wanted to earn $1 million tomorrow, or I wanted to win the Lotto Max, I would say, thank you, universe, for the Lotto Max win. Thank you, universe, for the $1 million. And I always felt like a fucking liar when I did that. I couldn't stand it. It just didn't feel right to me to thank the universe or God or my angels for something that I didn't have. Like I felt like a liar. And so I never could do that. Or if I did it, it wasn't with squeaky clean energy, if that makes sense.
There was resistance in it.
There was resistance in it. There was just like an ickiness in it. And so I was listening to a mentor of mine, and she said, astrologically speaking, now it's okay to say, I want. And I went, oh, that feels so good. Like it feels so good because it's still pushing me forward. It's not really to me any different than a 3D vision board and feng shui, a vision board, right? Like, what is it that I want? And so for me to be able to say that felt more squeaky clean in my energy than thank you, or I'm grateful for the Lotto Max win,
Yeah.
So interesting how
And
we interpret these things though.
Abraham even says they use wanting all the time.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I can't. Like when I'm doing affirmations or I cannot bring myself to say I want.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. You always say, but what do you want?
Yes.
Right? So interesting.
But I can't say what I want. Let me rephrase that. In the way that it's already here. Like I want
Yeah.
this. If I want that, then I start imagining my life with this would be this. I would feel this way. I would show up this way. What freedom would I start telling a story about me and that thing.
Yeah.
And that's my workaround, because I don't think I could say thank you, universe, for the $1 million.
Yeah.
That would not feel
No,
any
it
better
feels
to me
wrong.
than saying I want $1 million. But I
But
could
I
say
am a millionaire, I can say,
yes.
which I don't
Yeah.
know why that doesn't feel like a lie to me, but
Because if
it's
you
an
look at it, you've made
affirmation
$1
and I'm
million.
really yeah.
You made more than $1 million in your lifetime.
Oh yeah, well, true.
So in
Yeah.
that sense, we are millionaires. But I begin to tell the story of, oh, wow, life with $1 million or $10 million or whatever the thing is will be so amazing.
Yeah.
And this is what it will look like, and this is what it'll feel like, and these are the kind of things I'm going to do with it. And that gets me there. But
Mhm.
yeah, but I can't say I want $1 million
Yeah.
and feel like it's present.
So,
All the
but
games.
well, and here's the important thing is that you and I are pretty similar, and we have the same sort of, backgrounds, and we love Abraham, but what resonates with me may not resonate with you, and vice versa. And this is
Yeah.
why we need to really be in awareness of ourselves
Hmm.
and not get sidetracked by the crap that we read everyone else posting on social media, or like, we really have to be aware of, or if we're reading books, for example, like, if something doesn't resonate with us, that doesn't make us wrong.
Mm-mm.
Just isn't resonating with us. So we
Well,
just have to find our way.
you have to understand that there are 7 billion plus, I don't know how many billions of us there are now, people on the
Yeah.
planet. And so we all have different connections to source. We're all, I mean, I don't know. I think there is 100 and some odd gods or religions out there.
Oh,
And so there's all of these different truths, ways to connect.
exactly.
And there has to be, because with all of our different, the ways we look at things and focus on things and understand things, one way is not going to fit for everybody.
Yeah,
And that's why it's good that we have different ideas and, well, I can do this and I can do this, because everyone is like that.
exactly. We
And there,
see life through a different lens.
yeah, depends on
Like,
where we've been, what we've been taught,
yeah,
how we see the world is shaped by so many things.
exactly.
Mhm.
And I think it's, just up to us to be brave enough to look at ourselves and see what resonates, right?
Mhm.
I was talking to a client yesterday, and she's struggling with some relationships, family and friends in her life.
Yeah.
And she said, it's like, I think I'm going to have to not go on social media, because if I see one of them post about the other one, like, I'm hurt again, and I don't want to hurt again, and I don't want to be the victim again. And I don't like, it hurts my feelings, and I don't want to be that person. And I don't know what to do, and I don't know what's wrong, and I don't know why I react this way. And so I said to her, well, your brain is just trying to keep you safe, because your brain experienced and remembers the trauma that you had before.
Yeah.
So it's just like a natural response. And all we need to do is know that that's what your brain is going to do, and then actively reprogramming it every day. And she goes, oh, thank you for telling me it was my brain. I thought there was something so much wrong with me. And I thought, wow. And she said, you've probably said this a million times to me, but I didn't get it in the way that you said it.
Mhm.
And I thought, oh gosh, we are so fucking hard on ourselves,
Oh, sickening.
right?
Hmm.
We're just like, why am I not as good? And why am I not good enough? Why am I doing this? Why am I still stuck? Why am I still a victim? I don't want to be a victim. I don't want to be doing, and it's like a lot of pressure
Hmm.
we place on ourselves.
Oh, so much.
And I did this so that was yesterday, but I did this training on Monday. And you know how like things just fly out of my mouth? Well, it was so beautiful. I was talking about I was talking about manifestation, and I was talking about the three things that you kind of need to focus on, is like mindset and magic. I can't remember who was telling me this, but it was like, we need to look at our mindset. Like, are we gossiping? Are we complaining? Are we like in this low vibration all the time? Are we sort of like perseverating and rolling in our shit? If we have a shitty thought, process it, and reprogramming it as quickly as possible is important. Like, sort of more living in our next level self, or our future
Yeah.
self we want. And then magic being just believing in the magic, believing that there's something else outside
Hmm.
of us, something greater than us, something we can't explain. And then manifesting it is taking the action to do it.
Yeah.
And so I was talking about this, and all of a sudden, although it came out of my mouth, was, we need to love ourselves enough to step into that next level self,
Mhm.
to say, fuck the fear and
Yeah.
step into that next level, because that is who we're meant to be
Mhm.
with all of the bullshit removed, all of the stuff that we've experienced as trauma that we are playing small for. We don't
Mhm.
need that anymore. We need to love ourselves enough to reprogram our thoughts
But
so we can.
when you're moving into that next level, the shit hits the fan a little bit. And then you have a choice.
But yes, it does.
Do you say irrelevant?
Yeah.
I'm leveling up.
Yeah.
Or do you use that as an excuse to go backwards?
Exactly.
You
That's
know?
the resistance that I feel, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I want to increase my sales. Oh, then I feel resistance. And so I can use all the excuses in the world to stay stuck, or I can go, oh, this is old shit. Okay, let's move and
Yeah.
move forward. I always talk about like how when you decide you're going to go on this path, there's going to be like piles of shit, like muddy piles or whatever, if you're like a dog going through this bush,
Yeah.
and you're going to roll in it and you're going to stay in there. And we don't want us to roll in the shit just to avoid or go backwards. We want to just go, okay, that is not good for me. I know I'm very attracted to it right now, but like I'm going to keep going forward. I'm
Yeah.
going to push through regardless.
Yeah.
And I had another mentor of mine. She said one time, when we decide to level up, God, the universe, will give us something to make us move. So to me, it was like every single time there was like a test, or
Mhm.
so, I use that word test, but
Right.
every single time there's a challenge for me, it's like this challenge I need to leap over. It's like that's the thing that is going to help me to move.
And
And
to make
so,
you
like,
bigger.
honor myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a hypnotherapy patient and she started with me last week and she came back for her second session and I'm working with her to quit smoking cigarettes.
Oh, fun.
And she walks in and I'm like, "How was your week?" And she's like, "It was so good." And I said, "Have you had any cigarettes?" And she goes, "No." She goes, "In fact, you've saved me $63.75
Oh, I love it.
this week alone." And we're talking and she is feeling great. Like, listen to her recording, doing her homework, like she is in it.
Mm-hmm.
And when she was leaving today, I said, I'm not trying to put any fear in you or scare you, but I want you to be aware of what's going on around you. Because typically when we're leveling up like this, something happens that makes us want to revert back.
Yeah.
Something happens that we have the ability to use as an excuse to go
Mm-hmm.
pick up that cigarette.
Yeah.
So I want you to be aware there might be something coming up for you. And in that moment, you have a choice to make. But understand you're either going forward or you're going back. What do you
Yeah.
want? Where are you going?
Exactly.
I was thinking about you when I said it.
It's so true though, and I don't know. It's so interesting because I don't know if we create it.
I
We
wonder, like,
create that, or like,
Mhm.
why does this happen? Because it happens all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't think that the universe gives us these challenges just to say, oh, you're on the path. Yeah. Like,
Let's see how committed you are.
yeah. Like, I don't,
But
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 I wonder if we create it.
don't you find that when we push through and say, fuck you, no, not today.
Yeah.
And sorry, I just flipped y'all off. But when we do that, what we learn through that journey of releasing and going, this is
Mhm.
more important than that.
I don't know if I ever told this story. I don't think so, but I was doing a 5 days to feng shui or something like that. Like it was like a 5 day series on feng shui. And it was leading into a course that I was going to run. And my son ended up in the hospital, very serious situation. And
This was like a couple of years ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I I mean, he was 19 at the time. He didn't want me to sit in the hospital room with him anyway. And there was restrictions on how many people could come in because it was still like post-COVID, but still. And so it was only myself and one other person. And so it was so interesting because I was wanting to go and visit him, but I also had to run this course. Now, I could run a feng shui course in my sleep. Like, it's not like I had to prepare a great deal for it.
Right.
But it was interesting how many people said to me, Sandra, just reschedule it. Just reschedule it. You don't need to do this. Like, your son's in the hospital. He's, like, it's a serious thing. Like, just reschedule it. You don't need to do this. Everyone will, it was constant. Everyone will understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I had all of the excuses in the world that other people and I would have bought.
Oh, yeah.
I knew, like, just like you had given your client or your patient the advice, I knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was leveling the fuck up and I knew it. I knew I was going to run this course. I knew that I needed to show up. Then, as he went into the hospital the day I started, he got out the day after I ended. And then I did the program anyway. I said, fuck all you, like, you excuses. I am not going to listen to anything that you have to say. Back the hell off. I'm going to do this program and I'm still going to show up. And I was able to do both.
Yeah. Well, because what was it, an hour class?
It was an hour class. Like, I
Yeah.
couldn't be there 24/7 anyway. So
Yeah.
why not? Like,
It's not like
I
you were on a
was
plane leaving to go to
exactly
another state for a
still
week.
showed up. I still brought him 3 meals a day in the hospital. I
Yeah.
still was able to. And then after that, I signed a private client
Mm-hmm.
from that course.
Yeah.
And so it's like I could have so easily just said, oh, I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to promote it next week. It'll be
Yeah.
okay. But no, I knew it was coming. So I knew to push through.
Well,
But
and that's where the
those
growth
excuses
is.
are juicy. Those excuses can be juicy. Like,
Oh, and then when you have multiple people going,
yes.
honey, it's just too much.
Yeah,
Give
I know.
yourself a break.
Right. Then
Why don't
all
you
of a
just
sudden
go
I'm
to
like, shit,
bed?
I need one. Yeah, I need a break. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I even got those. It was like, oh, you're so busy making him meals and going in. Like, if you have an extra hour, you should be sleeping. And I'm like,
I'll
he's
sleep at night.
born. Yeah.
Not an
Oh,
infant, and I'm not 80. Back off me.
yeah, exactly. But that's my new, so back up the bus, but I love this, love yourself enough. I love those 3 words and I have them written on my whiteboard here. Love yourself enough. And it's like, love yourself enough to make the choice for your future self. Love yourself enough to do the hard stuff. Love yourself enough to not buy your own fucking excuses. When I was fitness
Bullshit.
coaching, wow, I had a lot of women showing up. And then all of a sudden it was like this trend of like, I just have to listen to my body. Really? You can't stretch today? Today's the stretch day. You can't stretch today. Like, but it became this like, it's, this way of presenting an excuse that everyone started to buy.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we just need to love ourselves enough to stay on the path, stay on the
Well,
course.
and
Know
let
what
me
we want.
let me back up, because I do think that we should all listen to our bodies.
Oh,
However, when it's
yes.
stretch day and you're like, I can't stretch because I have to listen to my body. My body says no. I'm saying
Right.
your body's trying to be lazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I mean. I mean, sometimes, like I have pushed through when I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And I think there are valid reasons, but I don't feel like if you feel too sore, you should skip stretch day because you need to listen to your body.
It seems like that's when you would want to stretch.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just me.
Yeah. But I do think like if we can like have that motto of love myself enough
Yeah.
to do the hard stuff that's going to get me to where I want to go, you know?
Yeah.
I love it.
Because it is hard. But you know what? It's all hard.
Yeah.
Like
Staying,
having a
staying
dream that's unfulfilled,
also
hard.
hard. Yeah. Exactly.
Choose your hard. I tell that to my weight loss people all the time. The diet is hard. I'm like, well, so is being overweight.
Yeah.
That's why you came in here. Choose your
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
we
Yeah.
do. We give up sometimes because we know what this
Mhm.
is. It's safe over here. I might hate it, but I don't know
Yeah.
what's over there. And what if
Exactly.
I can't handle it over there? What if I don't make it?
And we,
What if I
we
fall on my
choose
face?
choose what we know. But I mean, we also can choose to stay in abusive relationships for the same reason.
Oh, for sure.
And so sometimes that abusive relationship is with ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just choose to stay in it.
Yeah. For sure.
And it's definitely easier to stay in something that we know that's fucked up than it is to take that risk
Yeah.
and do what we need to if we love ourselves enough to take that risk and go forward, right?
I have
Mm-hmm.
two women that I'm working with right now that were both married in abusive relationships. Both of them had a couple of kids, stay at home moms, relied on husbands to take
Mm-hmm.
care, all of this. And it was interesting because one of them left probably in her late 30s, early 40s. And then the other one left mid to late 20s. But they got an impulse the older one got an impulse to go back to school
Oh, nice.
and was able to just go and start taking classes. And it was like she was getting ready to be ready. Like, I've got
Yeah.
to get this stuff done so I can take care of these children. And she got her degree. And like what she has done, I mean, she is well into her 50s now. Mind blowing. Going from being a stay at home mom with no voice, with no money, with no opinion about anything. She was just told, do this, do this, do this, do this,
Mm-hmm.
to being set free, to being an executive. And then the other one that was in a marriage that was doomed from the beginning and going, I have to get these girls out of, she had babies, got to get these girls out of here, to look at the career path she chose that allows her to fly all over the world and take the kids are grown now, but
Wow.
to take them and show them pieces of the world most
Yeah.
people never get to see.
Yeah.
Had she stayed because she
Cool.
thought there's nothing like, how am I going to take, I can't take care of myself,
Yeah.
to being a freaking world traveler
Right.
is mind blowing.
It
So
is so amazing.
we can do anything we want, but
We
we have to
can.
believe it. And we have to listen to those nudges.
Yeah.
When we get them, if we don't act on them,
There's magic in the moment.
always,
Oh,
always.
yeah.
And
I
with that, we're out of time.
think we are.
But thank you so much, Sandra. This was amazing. And thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next Thursday on the Happy Half Hour. Bye.